back to our English classroom. This is Abigail Merga, working as School Assistant English in Jilla Parishad High School, Jonalgarh of Guntur district. Children, I am ready with an interesting story to teach you. I hope you are also ready for that. Okay, the story which I am going to tell, it is mainly a theme related to girl child. So we can know how with proper education, love, affection and encouragement we can bring even a physically and mentally challenged people to a normal life. So in this lesson, Boli from Footprints Without Feet, we are going to learn how Boli has transformed to a teacher and then how the education changed her entire life. So before getting into the lesson, let's see the overview of this module.
Students, in the overview of the lesson Boli, we have read and find out, think about it, and we have talk about it. Let's see the learning objectives of this module. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to recognize what should be done to overcome one's own weaknesses, discuss the theme of the story, and how education helped in overcoming the hardships of Boli's life, express personal reflections on the story, appraise the boldness of the character Boli, identify how important it is to stand up for one's own self, develop a concern towards voicing the problems, and recognize the main conflict presented in the story. Students, we are going to learn a lesson, Boli, from Footprints Without Feet. From her very childhood, Boli was neglected at home. Why did her teacher take special interest in her? Did Boli measure up her teacher's expectations? Let's know in detail in this story. Students, here is an important note for you. The lesson is basically taught for the understanding of the story. The supplementary reader is particularly prescribed to enhance your reading skill. Read the lesson, try to understand, and answer the questions given at the end of the lesson. Children, let's know about the author. Khwaja Ahmad Abbas was born on 7 June 1914 at Panipat, Punjab, in British India. He was a screenwriter, novelist, film director, and journalist in Urdu, Hindi, and English. He portrayed dozens of memorable women characters in his stories. They represent the women rising and freeing themselves. Abbas was against all discriminations on the basis of race, color, creed, gender, and religion. He wrote 73 books in English, Hindi, and Urdu and was considered a leading light of the Urdu story. He got many renowned film awards and literary awards. He died on 1st June 1987 in Mumbai. Children, let's continue our lesson. Students, let's know the important characters of the story. See here you can see Boli Sulekha, the simpleton, and then here Nambardar Ramlal, father of Boli, and then you can see three sisters Radha, Mangla, Champa, sisters of Boli, and you can see Tehsildar, next one the teacher, and finally you have Bishambarnath, the bridegroom. Students, let me give a brief introduction of the story Boli. Boli is the story of a village girl who was discriminated as she had pockmarks on her face, stammered, and was considered to be a simpleton. The major theme of the story is The impact of family on children. Boli was a mentally backward child. Her parents, brothers, and sisters neglected her completely. The girls' school in her village changed her life. Her teacher was very kind and courageous. She gave her confidence. She proved herself a real heroine when she refused to marry Bishambarnath, who demanded 5,000 rupees as a dowry as she had pockmarks on her face. Children, here is the meaning for the word simpleton. Simpleton means a foolish person easily tricked by others. Here is a question for you. Students, here is a question for you. Who is the author of the story? Your options are A. Mark Twain, B. K. Abbas, C. W. B. Yeats, and D. P. B. Shelley. So, who will give me the answer? Very good. K. Abbas. Well done. So, the author of this story, Boli, is K. Abbas. Let's know about Boli and her family. The story opens with the introduction of a little girl Zuleika, who was also known as Boli, was the fourth daughter of Namradar Ramlal. At birth, the child was very fair and pretty. When she was just 10 months old, Boli fell from her cot. This accident seemed to have affected her brain. She was called Simpleton. When she was 2 years old, she contracted with smallpox. As a result, she was scarred for life. Boli began speaking very late, and when she did speak, she stammered. All the other children called her ugly and made fun of her stammering. Now, children, the meaning for the word nambardar means an official who collects revenue. Boli's wealthy father had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. Boli was the youngest daughter. All the children were healthy except Boli. Ramlal was worried about Boli. Unlike his other children, she was neither pretty nor intelligent. He was worried that no one would marry her. When Boli was 7 years old, a primary school was inaugurated in their village. Children, can you answer this question? Ramlal had dash children. A. 1, B. 2, C. 4, and D. 7. Can you tell me the answer? Very good. Ramlal had 7 children. Well done. The Tahsildar Sahib came to perform its opening ceremony. He said to Ramlal, as a revenue officer, you are the representative of the government in the village, and so you must set an example to the villagers. You must send your daughters to school. When Ramlal told his wife about this, she did not agree to send her children to school. But Ramlal had not the courage to disobey the Tahsildar. At last his wife said, I will tell you what to do. Send Boli to school. As it is, there is a little chance of her getting married, and with her ugly face and lack of sense, let the teachers at school worry about Boli. Here comes your question on the screen. Why did Tahsildar come to Ramlal's village? Your options are A. To meet the village people, to attend Radha's wedding, C. To perform the opening ceremony of girls' school, and D. To conduct a survey. So, who will give me the answer? Okay, very good. to perform the opening ceremony of girls' school. Well done. Now let's see how Boli was sent to school. He told his wife to clothe her in a decent dress. She remembered how their old cow had been sold because she was no longer of any use to the family. She thought that just like the cow, she was being sent away as well. New clothes had never been made for Boli. The old dress of her sisters were passed on to her. No one bothered to wash her or mend her clothes, but on this occasion she was given a clean bath, neat dress, and oil was rubbed into her dry and matted hair. Meaning for the word matted hair. Matted hair means become thick and tangled mass. So in this visual you can see the matted hair of the girl. Children, let's check who will give the answer for this question. Your question. How was Boli treated in the family? Your options are A. None cared to comb her hair. None cared to wash her clothes. She was not given new clothes. D. All of the above. What's your answer? Very good. You are very smart in giving me answers. Well done. Only then did Boli think that she was being taken to a better place than home. At school, Boli was terrified. Headmistress asked her to sit in a corner of one of the classrooms. The other girls were squatted on the mat. Boli hoped one of the girls might become her friend. She could not understand what the teacher was saying in the class. Instead, she looked at the pictures on the wall and she was fascinated by their colors. Suddenly, Boli realized the teacher was standing next to her. Now, let's know the meaning for the word squatted. Squatted means sat on their heels. See, you can see how the girl is squatting. And then fascinated. Fascinated means charmed. So, when Boli saw the colorful picture, she was so excited and fascinated. Students, let's see the first day of Boli at school. Similarly, the teacher asked her for her name. Boli tried, but she stammered and fell into tearful silence. The other girls she knew were laughing at her. After class, all the girls scurried out of the classroom, while the teacher came to Boli and asked her to say her name again. With gentle encouragement, Boli was finally able to say her name again. The teacher then told her to overcome her fears, and she also gave Boli a picture book. Now let's know the meaning for the word scurried. Scurried means ran or moved hurriedly. The teacher promised Boli that she could soon be more learned person than everyone in the village. Boli felt hopeful for the first time in her life. Thus years passed and the village became a small town. The little primary school became a high school. There were now a cinema under a tin sheet and a cotton ginning mill. The mail train began to stop at the railway station. Now, children, let's know the meaning for the word ginning. Ginning means separating raw cotton from its seeds. Students, let's see why Poli's parents accepted Bishamber's marriage proposal and why the marriage did not take place. Ramlal had arranged a match for Boli. When he consulted his wife, she stated that Boli would be lucky to have such a well-to-do man as her husband. Bishambernath came with a big party of friends and wedding band. Ramlal was overjoyed to see such a wealthy and splendorous wedding band. Boli's sisters were envious of her good fortune. Boli was led to the auspicious fire to be garlanded. A woman pulled her veil back from her face. Bishamber was surprised to see marks on her face. Turning to her father, he demanded a dowry of 5,000 rupees. Ramlal tried to reason with him, but Bishamber was adamant. Let's continue our story. Students, let's see who will answer this question. Your question: who helped Boli to escape from ill-fated marriage? Your options are A. Her education, B. Her father, C. Her teacher, D. Her friend. Now, what's the correct answer for this? Very good. Her education. Well done. With his honor on the line, Ramlal cheerfully accepted. Triumphant Bishamber ordered the garlands to be brought to him. However, as he proceeded to garland Boli, she flung the garland into the fire. In a clear voice, she told her father that she will not marry Bishamber. Her father begged her to think of their family's honor. In return, she told him that it was for the sake of his honor that she was ready to marry Bishamber. But now she refused to have a greedy man as her husband. Everyone was shocked to hear Boli's voice. They all thought that she was stammering dumbfool. The wedding party and the villagers left the mandap. Her father, who had remained downcasting in shame, now turned to Boli and said that he was certain that no one would marry her now. Boli returned to her father and told him that she would work as a teacher in the same school she studied in, and she would also serve them in their old age. Children, now let's see the meaning for the word downcast. Here, downcast means look downwards in shame. Children, now we have come to an end of this lesson. Boli turned to her teacher, who hadn't left for confirmation. Her teacher smiled in satisfaction, for Boli's education was now completed. The school education was transformed Sulekha into a courageous, bold, and capable young woman. The story emphasizes the importance of education. Students, let me see who will answer this question. Your question: what was Boli's real name? Your options are A. Sulekha, B. Champa, D. Sudheka, D. Surekha. So who is ready with the answer? Very good, Sulekha. Well done. Students, let's conclude this lesson. The major theme of the story Boli is the impact of family on children. Boli is a little girl who fails to develop self confidence because of her parents' arrogance towards her. From the story, one can understand that Boli had taken a wise decision in her life. If she accepted the greedy man and lived with him, her life would be more horrible than the life at her home. As she had received proper education, she could survive happily, becoming as a teacher. Are you ready for the next question? Here it is. Who did save the life of Boli? Your options: A. Father, B. Mother, C. Teacher, and D. Herself. So who is ready with the answer? Very good. She herself saved her life. Well done. Students, match the following with their corresponding information. So the name of the person is given, at the same time information about that particular person is also given. So you have to match. So you have to give answer one by one. Okay, first one, Boli. So what do you know about Boli? Very good. Simpleton. Teacher, good. A deep satisfaction of her work. And then Suleika, very good. Confident and courageous. What about Ramlal? Excellent. He had three sons and four daughters. And then last we have Bishambarnath. So who is he? Very good. He is the bridegroom. Okay, children, well done. Students, can you answer this question? What damaged some part of Boli's brain? Your options are A. Smallpox, B. Falling off a cot, C. Falling off the stairs, D. Falling off a table. So what's your answer for this? Very good. Falling off a cot. Students, so far we have listened to the lesson Boli from Footprints Without Feet. We have learnt about the author, introduction, the central idea, that is summary of the lesson, and we have also learned the meanings for the new words. And you are very, very intelligent, and you have given wonderful answers to the questions. Now let's move on to read and find out. Students, here comes your question on the screen. Why is Boli's father worried about her? Now, so far you have listened to the lesson. Now, you have to give me answer. Who is ready with the answer? Go ahead. Very good. Boli was not like other children. She fell off a cot as a child, due to which her brain was slightly damaged. She learned to speak very late and used to stammer. Her whole body was covered with pockmarks. Thus, her father was worried about her marriage prospects. Well done. Students, here comes your next question on the screen. Why do Boli's parents accept Bishamber's marriage proposal? Who is ready with the answer? Go ahead. Boli's parents accepted Bishamber's marriage proposal as he was well-to-do grocer and had not asked for any dowry. Well done. Here comes your next question on the screen. Why does the marriage not take place? Now, who will give me the answer? Okay. At the time of marriage, Bishamber asked for a dowry of 5,000 rupees because he saw Boli's pockmarked face. Ramlal had no choice but to pay. But Boli refused to marry the greedy man. She asserted her rights and dignity. Thus, the marriage did not take place. Well done. Students, under thinking about it, we have a question. Boli had many apprehensions about going to school. What made her feel that she was going to a better place than her home? So you have to think about it and give in your own words. Okay, very good. The day she was going to school forced her parents to dress her nicely. She was given a bath. Her hair was properly combed. Until then, she was not being taken care of. The special treatment she received made her feel that she was going to a better place. Very good. How did Boli's teacher play an important role in changing the course of her life. So, under this, you have to think and then, based on the summary, the story that you have listened so far, try to give answer. Good. Bolly stammered and was just a bundle of nervous when she attended school in the beginning. Her teacher treated her kindly and encouraged her to have confidence and be bold. She taught her to read and write and made her an independent girl who was aware of her rights. Thus, she changed her life. Well done. Students, under talk about it, there's a question for you. Boli's teacher helped her overcome social barriers by encouraging and motivating her. How do you think you can contribute towards changing the social attitude illustrating the story? Okay, your answer. We can contribute by saying no to taking or giving dowry. We must not discriminate between a boy and a girl. Both should be given equal rights and opportunities to grow. We must also learn to respect those who are differently abled and treat them at par. Let's see the question under talk about it. Do you think should girls be aware of their rights and assert them? What's your answer? Very good. Yes, girls should definitely be aware of their rights and assert them. Should girls and boys have the same rights and duties and privileges? What do you say about this? Excellent. Girls and boys must have the same rights, duties, and privileges. Students, your question on the screen, talk about it. What are some of the ways in which society treats boys and girls differently? Now, who is ready with the answer? Very good. Generally, people in the village treat boys and girls differently. Parents tend to spend more on education of boys as compared to girls. They train their daughters to be polite, calm, and an expert at household chores. Very good. Children, when we speak of human rights, do we differentiate between girls' rights and boys' rights? So, shall we see the answer for this? When we speak of human rights, the law does not differentiate between girls' rights and boys' rights. These disparities exist in society. Students, finally, we have suggested reading. So, some books are suggested to develop our reading skills. Let's see The Brass Gong, written by Qazi Abdul Sattar. And then Old Man at the Bridge by Ernest Hemingway. And then we have Gandhiji the Teacher by Rajkumari Amrit Kaur. So try to get these books and keep on reading so that your reading skills will be enhanced and then you'll get the good knowledge about these books. Okay, students? Children, here is a home task for you. Have you ever seen these visuals or the slogans? Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. So, what you have to do, you have to think about it and then you can discuss with your friends and you have to write a paragraph about the topic Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao in your own words. And tomorrow you can show it to your teacher. Okay, children? Children, so far we have seen about the author of the lesson Bholi, and then characters in the story, introduction, and you have come to know the central idea of the story, and you also came to know the meanings for the new words, and you have wonderfully given answers to these questions, and then you have the message about Boli's lesson, and also you are given a home task. Now it's time to wrap our session. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.